All right, 26. Graph the line and give the domain and range. Well, we have the equation of a line y equals 4. And right off the bat, you might say, well, that's a little odd. Normally, we have equations of lines that have both y's and x's, but not this time. Here we only have one variable. We only have a y. So this is a special kind of line. Whatever variable you have, whatever this single variable is, tells you which axis your line is going to be crossing. So if we have a line with y equals some number, we know that this line is going to pass through, is going to intersect the y-axis. All right, well, where is it going to intersect the y-axis? Well, it's going to intersect at whatever this number is, positive 4. So this is going to be a horizontal line passing through the y-axis at 4. So all we have to do now to graph this line is simply draw a horizontal line that passes through positive 4 on the x-axis. And now we've graphed this line. We also have to give its domain and range. And so the domain here, well, let's see, what are the possible x values? Well, if we have arrows at the end of our line here, we know that it goes on in both directions forever. It never stops. And as it heads out to the left here, we can see that the x's are getting smaller, aren't they? And if they're getting smaller forever, then that means they're heading out to negative infinity. And here, as the x's get bigger, because of this arrow, it indicates it keeps going on and on forever. Well, they're getting bigger forever and therefore going out towards positive infinity. So our domain, the x values, go from negative infinity to positive infinity. And of course, we know that with infinity, we use parentheses. How about the range? What are the possible y values of this graph? Well, let's see. This is a constant function, isn't it? This has a slope of 0. And so the only y value that this graph will ever have is 4, right? So that's our range. We'll simply say 4. And notice we use brackets because we want to include that value as being a possibility, a possible y value. But it's the only y value because it's a constant function. And so there we have it. We've graphed the line and we gave the domain and range.